I am pretty sure I am very late to the party when it comes to discussing this topic, but I only just found out about this the other day via watching a Hasanabi segment about it. But I'm still interested in talking about this subject because I have more to say that doesn't just correlate with this controversy that I've been wanting to discuss on this channel for a while. But anyways, what am I talking about? A YouTube streamer by the name of IShowSpeed. I have never heard of this guy prior to watching that Hassan segment the other day. What I can gather, I think his whole shtick is just being loud and hyper in his streams, just from the few clips I've seen of this guy. But the type of content he makes isn't really relevant to what I'm discussing. What is relevant is, he was at the World Cup in Qatar recently, and there is a clip that is making rounds where he talks to an Asian man in an Argentina jersey. He asks the dude, "Why are you wearing an Argentina jersey?" and then proceeds to say konnichiwa, a Japanese greeting, even though the man repeatedly says he is Chinese, not Japanese. And then IShowSpeed proceeds to make the stereotypical sounds one would make when they're making fun of the way an Asian person speaks. He made an apology video, and it's not very great. He said the reason he said konnichiwa to this guy is because I thought he looked Japanese, and I watch a lot of anime, so that's why I said konnichiwa. Now, do I think he's completely irredeemable and doesn't deserve forgiveness even if he learns and shows genuine growth after this? No. Do I think the backlash is warranted? Yes. A common excuse I see people give this guy over this incident is he's young. He doesn't know any better. When I looked him up and saw that he was only 17, I was really surprised. I genuinely thought this guy was in his 20s. But anyways, the being young and not knowing any better excuse works when you're like age 11, not when you're not far removed from being a legal adult. I know, breaking news, all teenagers are fucking stupid, and you don't just magically mature into a responsible adult overnight on your 18th birthday. But even at age 17, it should be common sense to not go up to someone and stereotype them like that. Or in this case, use stereotypes that don't even apply to the person you are stereotyping, all because you think they may look like the ethnicity you're trying to stereotype. Now look, I was 17 not long ago. I'm 21 currently, so we're going back 4 years. And I was horrible back then. I thought saying shit like the N-word hard R was okay because we're past the times of racism, so therefore we should stop demonizing this word, says the white guy. But even then, I didn't go up to a black person, say the N-word hard R to their face, and spew racial stereotypes towards them, because I know that would most likely end with me going to the fucking hospital. Now I know what IShowSpeed did is perhaps a few layers down from saying the N-word hard R to a black person, but it is still not okay to assume someone's race just based on what they look like, and then proceed to spew the most obvious and dumb racial stereotypes in the book in front of an audience of millions of people, a lot of those people probably including children. When a minor sees their favorite content creator doing and saying shit like this, behavior like that may be normalized in their heads. Kids are young, dumb, and impressionable, and will repeat the actions of the people they may idolize. So that's why what IShowSpeed did was very problematic. It doesn't matter if the guy he was doing this towards didn't seem to mind it all that much. You can see that the guy is smirking a little bit during the clip, but there are certainly other Asian people out there who don't appreciate these kinds of jokes, and really don't appreciate it when a wildly successful content creator like IShowSpeed is normalizing this type of behavior to minors. And this is why I honestly think people who are IShowSpeed's age should not have a platform this large. Oh my god, you're advocating the deplatforming of IShowSpeed? I mean, what he did wasn't even that bad. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Calm the fuck down. What I am saying is, with the advent of the internet, while it is still not easy, of course, to get famous, don't get me wrong, it still is slightly easier now to get eyeballs sent your way than it was decades prior. How did people get famous even just 20 years ago? They got noticed by people like talent scouts, they got people like managers and PR people, they appeared in scripted shows or made albums with a record label. Now you don't need any of that shit. You could just flip on a webcam and there is a possibility that you may make a killing doing just that. And this isn't me trying to knock streamers or influencers or anyone who makes their money off of the internet or anything. I've made plenty of videos defending those people in the past. What I am saying, though, is you don't need to jump through those hoops anymore. It is now easier than ever for someone young and dumb like IShowSpeed to attain a massive following that they're not yet mature enough to handle because they're only 17 years old. From what it looks like, IShowSpeed is the sole owner of his channel. Maybe he should get an outside force to run his platform with them to potentially avoid any blunders like this in the future. And the same goes to any other teen streamer or influencer that have a huge platform that they are not mentally mature enough to handle all by themselves. Streaming is still a very new form of entertainment, where one has almost no filter at all besides, a website's TOS guidelines. So we're seeing a lot of very irresponsible people attain very large platforms that they probably shouldn't have at this point in their lives. Now it's time for the million-dollar question. Do I think IShowSpeed is racist? He's probably not. What he did in the clip was no doubt racist, don't get me wrong, but I think it might just more be the byproduct of him being young, dumb, and impressionable himself. Now, of course, his age does not excuse what he did. I literally said earlier in the video his age doesn't excuse what he did. There are plenty of other 17-year-olds out there, and people who are even younger, in fact, who know better. But what I am saying is, it probably does play a factor in some way. Perhaps this type of behavior was normalized to him by people in his life, whether it be family members, friends, or maybe even content he himself consumes. So that may be why he irresponsibly decided it was a good idea to display this type of behavior in front of a massive and impressionable audience. This isn't an excuse, but rather a partial and likely explanation into why he did what he did in that clip. That is all the more reason why I don't think someone his age should have a platform so large, or at the very least, if they do have that large of a platform, they should at least have someone who is hopefully more mature run that platform alongside them. But we'll see if IShowSpeed has learned from all the criticism he's been receiving and actually begins to handle his large platform responsibly. Someone else can tell me, because I'm certainly not keeping tabs on the guy. I'll probably go back to being completely oblivious of his existence after I upload this video. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.